We're still going all around Johto pushing whatever strength boulder we can. But don't worry, it'll be over soon. Okay, I'm gonna put Lantern up first since the wild Pokemon down here are a bit more high level than normal. So after I get out of here, I'm heading to the Union Cave because if you remember, there was a strength boulder in the basement first floor that leads to another part of the Ruins of Alph. Okay, this fella here is gonna give me the TM for Rain Dance, not that I have been used for it. Also, if you're playing the original games, then you can also find the King's Rock down here as well. But you should know that already since I used Polytoad back in Crystal. And anyway, I already got the King's Rock when I first came here, so it looks like I'm done here. Well, dig sure is convenient, don't you think? Okay, my next destination is the Union Cave, as soon as I put Entei up first. There we go. So, while I make my way to the Ruins of Alph, I might as well talk about the latest Terray battle event in Scarlet and Violet, which features the Mighty Farigiraf. That event starts on the 21st and ends on the 27th. So, its ability is Armor Tail, its star type is Fairy, its nature is Modest, and knows the moves Twin Beam, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. And its additional moves, Nasty Plot and Trick Room. So here are 3 Pokemon you could use to take down that Farigiraf. Scizor, King Gambit, and Delphox. So for my Scizor, its ability was Technician, its star type was Steel, its nature was Careful, its held item was the Covert Cloak, and I gave the moves Iron Head, Struggle Bug, Swords Dance, and Rest. So first use Struggle Bug 4 times, then Swords Dance, Trash Slice, spam Iron Head until your stats reset, use Rest if you need to heal, then the heal cheer to wake yourself up, Swords Dance until Farigiraf resets its stats, Struggle Bug twice, continue Swords Dance until you're at +6, but if you're there already, spam Iron Head until Farigiraf resets its stats, use Rest if you need to heal, Struggle Bug again, then continue Iron Head until Farigiraf goes down. Okay, on to King Gambit. Its ability was Defiance, its star type was Steel, its nature was Careful, its held item was the Covert Cloak, and I gave the moves Iron Head, Snarl, Sword Dance, and Rest. Well, it's pretty much the same thing with Scizor, except Struggle Bug is now Snarl, so just do what you did before. Or if you want to do something different, try this moveset. So for this King Gambit, its held item was the Shell Bell, and I gave the moves Snarl, Taunt, Sword Dance, and Iron Head. So first use Snarl, then Taunt to prevent Farigiraf from using Nasty Plot, continue Snarl until you can Trash Slice, spam Iron Head until your stats reset, use Sword Dance 3 times, continue spamming Iron Head until the barrier goes down, use Taunt again to prevent Farigiraf from using Trick Room, and from there, continue spamming Iron Head until it goes down. Also, use the heal cheer if you need to heal. Hopefully you get a lot of HP back. Well, actually, that last part, using Taunt to prevent Farigiraf from using Trick Room, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, since, well, for me personally, I don't see Trick Room as much of an issue, even though, Thunderbolt could possibly paralyze me. Well, if you want to prevent Farigiraf from using Trick Room, then you can very well do that. And finally, Delphox. Its ability doesn't matter, its star type was Psychic, its nature was Modest, its held item was the Covert Cloak, and I gave the moves Sword Power, Mystical Fire, Calm Mind, and Wish. So spam Mystical Fire until your stats reset, use Wish if you need to heal, then after your stats reset, use Calm Mind 6 times, Wish if you need to heal, after that, Terastallize, then spam Sword Power until Farigiraf goes down, and once again, use Wish if you need to heal. Now back to that second King Gambit moveset, well, yeah, my held item was the Shell Bell, simply because, well, just in case you want to use a different item and you don't really care about getting paralyzed by Thunderbolt, or maybe Shadow Ball lowering your special defense. Yeah, I guess Shadow Ball lowering your special defense could be kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, because Farigiraf's moves will do more damage than normal. Okay, we're finally at the Ruins of Alph. Okay, if you'll just give me a second, just gotta get rid of that graphical glitch again. Okay, there's a few hidden items here, such as this nugget. I believe there's another one in the area. Okay, let me see where that thing is. Okay, I believe it's supposed to be right here. There we go. Okay, I'll be sure to sell these things off screen. Okay, anything else? No? Okay. Alright, you want to be very careful here, so that way you don't fall off and be forced to go through the Union Cave again. Okay, there we go. Let's see, I guess I'll do this first. Okay, so it's Waterstone, so Yeah, that's going to give you the idea to take out your Water Stone. So I'm going to make use of the Water Stone that got all the way back to the Sprout Tower. There we go. Alright, what do we have here? A Lepa Berry, a Mystic Water, a Star Piece, and finally, a Stardust. Okay, I'll be sure to sell those things off screen. Alright, what do we have down here? Okay, it says they possess power to sense, width, mine, and reject outside. I think back in Crystal, I think I got one of these things wrong, although I'm not really sure if it was that one. Well, anyway, I think it was different back in Crystal. Okay, I'm going to use Dig again, so that way I can get back to where I was just at. Yeah, I didn't know you can do this until I recently found out about it. There, isn't that so much convenient than going through the Union Cave all over again? Okay, now for the puzzle. Okay, this one is the Overnight puzzle. Alright, this one's pretty easy. Okay, the corner parts are pretty easy. No, not that one. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to click this one, but it slipped. Okay, I'm not really sure if that's correct, but okay, let me see. Is it correct? Okay, that looks about correct. Alright, hopefully I'm doing the right thing here. There we go. So, since I completed all 4 puzzles, I can now find all the unknown letters. But as for the question mark and exclamation mark, I'll have to catch all 26 unknown letters. No thanks. Okay, I'm going to use Dig again to get out of here, since I don't want to have to go through here all over again. Okay, I think that's enough backtracking for now. So, my next destination is Mount Mortar. But first, I need to heal since, well, I think Entei used quite a lot of power points when I got to the Ruins of Alph, so I might as well do that. Even though I really don't see Entei doing any fighting in Mount Mortar, since that place is, well, I guess it's full of rock types, and, well, I guess Entei can't fare too well in a place like that. Well, I guess mostly Lantern, Machamp, and Miss Matches are going to be doing the fighting. Hopefully I don't get too over-leveled with those 3. As for Entei and Crobat, well, I may have to give them some experience points somewhere else, since, yeah, obviously Mount Mortar isn't going to fare well to Pokemon like those 2. Okay, I guess I'll put Lantern up first. Why not? Okay, so we're heading to a cave called Mount Mortar. You don't have to explore this place if you don't want to. Okay, this guy, I don't think I spoke to him yet. Mount Mortar is like a maze inside. Oh yeah, you got that right. That practically means you can get lost in there. So, yeah, just be careful of where you're going. Although, I played this game enough times to know exactly where I'm going. So, in a place like Mount Mortar, you're going to need strength if you want to explore certain parts of Mount Mortar. Also, you're going to need Rock Climb, which I won't be getting until much later in the game, so I'm going to have to come back here later on. Now, as for the Pokemon here, as I just said, I don't think Entei is going to fare too well in here, since I'm bound to encounter a few rock types such as Graveler, Lunatone, Solrock, and Lairon here. Well, yeah, sure, Entei can handle Lairon, but for the other 3, not so much. Yeah, sure, Entei has Dig to deal with those Gravelers, but I assume those things know Earthquake right about now, and as you know, Earthquake's power doubles if used on something that's in the process of using Dig, and I don't want Entei to die to that. As for Crobat, yeah, sure it can't fare too well against those rock types, but at least it could do something to those fighting types that are in here, such as Meditite, Medicham, and Hariyama. So, if I'm leading with Crobat and I encounter a rock type, then I'll just switch out with U-turn and go to something else. Especially since I know that those Gravelers know self-destruct at this point, so yeah, it'll be pretty fun to see those things blow up in my face. So yeah, back to 7-star Farigiraf. Overall, I guess that event was pretty easy compared to the last Terra Battle event where that Annihilape was a huge pain in the ass to fight. Well, the next Terra Battle event should be Kingambit. Well, hopefully its ability is something else, like a Supreme Overlord, so that way, well, if its ability is Defiant, then yeah, I think it's going to be exactly like how it was fighting that 7-star Annihilape, although, I'll be honest, I think Annihilape is a lot more better than Kingambit, since, yeah, Rage Fist does a whole lot of damage to certain Pokemon. But if Kingambit's ability ends up being Defiant, then I'm probably going to have to work my way around that ability. Or maybe I can just maybe use something so that way I can get rid of Defiance. That way it won't get an attack boost every time a Pokemon lowers its stats. Because yeah, that is pretty annoying. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to get some partners so that way those Pokemon won't lower the stats of certain Pokemon. Because if so, then yeah, King Gambit is gonna be a huge pain in the ass to fight, just like how it was when I fought that 7-star Annihilape. Or if anything, I could probably do what I did before, use skill swap to take Define away from King Gambit, and then have the Intimidators do their stuff. And speaking of King Gambits, well, I actually didn't have one in my Scarlet game, up until now that is. And trying to evolve that thing was kind of hard actually. So I had to capture Bisharp so that way it was holding, what was that thing called? It was a certain item, although I don't quite remember the name of it. Well, I could always go look it up. So anyway, I had to fight off three Bisharps while they're surrounded by groups of Ponyard, and finally evolve my Bisharp into King Gambits. Of course, I could also catch King Gambit in a certain part of the DLC of Scarlet and Violet. I don't quite remember what that place was called. Yeah, I'm kind of bad at these locations since, yeah, I guess I'm not really used to those locations at this point. Yeah, trying to find a Wild King Gambit was kind of hard as well since, well, for one thing, I was kind of looking at the wrong place and I was kind of wondering, where are those King Gambits at? Yeah, there was that one cave that was partially blocked off by a Snorlax, and yeah, I later on found out that I was looking in the wrong place, and it turns out I could find King Gambit in that one cave where there was that Dusclops that was able to terrestrialize as soon as you fight it. Yeah, it took me a while, but eventually I managed to find one. Actually, I also found, actually, I unintentionally found a shiny Electric as well. Okay, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look so shiny to me. I mean, even if I didn't counter it intentionally, yeah, I probably wouldn't have any idea that it was shiny because it kind of looks the same as it does when it's normal. Same thing for other Pokemon. I think I unintentionally ran into a shiny Vullaby, or was it Mandibuzz? Yeah, I think it was Vullaby. Although I think there was a slight difference with the way Vullaby looks when it's shiny, although I'm not too sure about that myself because I don't really pay attention to Pokemon like that. So yeah, it was pretty strange how I unintentionally encountered a shiny Electric. Okay, here's the Dust Stone that I was alluding to so many times if I didn't get that prize from the bug catching contest. Okay, there's a Max Repel underneath the Dust Stone. So yeah, I would have used that Dust Stone to evolve my Mischievous into Mismagius if I didn't win the bug catching contest. Oh boy, Hariyama. Okay, let me see how much I could do with one Surf since, yeah, this thing is really bulky, so, yeah, I'm not expecting Surf to one-hit KO it. Yep, I figured as much. Smelling Salt, huh? I'm pretty sure this Hariyama knows Force Palm, and if it did paralyze me, then, Smelling Salt would get rid of the paralysis, but at the same time, it would, its power will double. Yeah, I don't really know how I remember that, especially since, when was the last time anyone's even used Smelling Salt anyway? I mean, I just remember that Hariyama knows this move, and as for some other Pokemon, well, yeah, I'm not really sure what other Pokemon could even learn Smelling Salt, since, I don't know too many Pokemon that even learned that move. But yeah, fighting King Gambits, or rather, actually, yeah, it is kind of both. Fighting King Gambit and even evolving a Bisharp into King Gambits, yeah, it did take quite a bit of time. Also, I kind of ran out of money, so I had to partake in that little tournament in the Naranja Academy, so that way I can make some more money. Yeah, it sure took a while, but it was well worth it, because, yeah, I now have over $1 million again. Hopefully that holds up until the next Terra Battle event. Okay, there's a trainer back there. Yes, there are some trainers in Mount Mortar. Although, I don't think I'm going to get to that guy in this part, since I'm kind of running out of time. So it looks like this Wild Graveler is going to be the last Pokemon I'm going to fight in this part, since I don't have any more time to do anything else here. There we go. Okay, am I going to get a level up off of that Graveler? Nope, not quite. Okay, so I guess I'm going to stop here for today, and next time, we're going to continue exploring more of Mount Mortar. See you next time.